Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about the lineup of G-Shock. There's a lot of new stuff you probably haven't seen, and then all the old favourites I'm sure you love. But first up, we're actually lucky enough to have Mr. eBay here. And this is the guy who actually started this brand. It's actually his idea. He's the innovator that came up with this whole brand globally. We've got him here tonight, which is fantastic. I was just told in the 1990s he was actually voted one of Face Magazine's 100 most influential guys in the world. And he's still going strong. I hear he's still in the office every day, still testing these watches, innovating, making them tougher, stronger, and more in fashion. So, Mr. eBay, please join me on stage. Make him welcome, guys.
Good day, Sydney. My name is Kikuo Ibe. I apologize, but I'm not so good at English. My English is Jinglish. So please bear with me. I'm delighted to be here to share the G-Shock story with all of you. No matter how a G-Shock is dropped, it will not break. G-Shock is the toughest watch in the world. I would like to explain to you the story of G-Shock through some Japanese animation. On my way to work, I dropped a rather precious watch that had been a gift from my father. It broke into many pieces. Of course, this watch was not Casio. At that time, it was felt that a watch should be treated with care. So I decided to develop a tough watch that would not break even if it was dropped. This was the beginning of G-Shock. At that time, there was a kind of slim case competition in the watch industry. So I decided to test it in a very private place. The secret place was a toilet window in our R&D building. I went to the window on the ground floor, but it was not so impressive. Then I went to the window on the first floor. It was impressive to some degree, but not enough. Finally, I went to the window on the second floor. It was really impressive, so I decided to test it here. This is really building of R&D. That's me. I took a standard watch with a standard metal case, found some rubber protection, and threw it from the second floor window. The first time, it did not work well at all. The second time, at the bigger side, it still was not good. Finally, the third time, using rubber to make it the size of ball, it worked. After seeing my sample end up the size of a ball, I realized my idea was totally unrealistic. This size. I also realized that I should start thinking about a new idea from scratch. So next, I started to develop a shock-resistant structure consisting of 5 steps to protect the engine. The case cover absorbs the shock, metal case, rubber girdling, metal girdling, the final protection rubber around the engine as the 5th step. By having 5 steps to absorb the shock and protect the engine, the total size of the watch could be reduced dramatically. But in the engine itself, some of the electronic parts would break, and even after reinforcing some parts, other parts would start to break. I tested everything I could think of, and no stone was left unturned. What do you do when you meet a huge obstacle? I took this kind of action. As a last stage, I looked for a solution 24 hours a day. I would think about this during my day in office and even at night. I brought the testing equipment home and tried to think of the solution in my dreams for a week. But nothing I could think of worked. But still, I decided to never give up. I really did believe I could find the answer. And then, one day in the park, I watched a little girl playing with a ball. When I was watching the ball bounce, I imagined the ball containing a floating watch engine. Suddenly, the solution was obvious. Up to that time, I had always thought of absorbing the shock in many steps. But when I saw the girl with the bouncing ball, a new idea came to me that it could absorb the final shock. I came up with the idea to float the watch engine. Finally, we could develop the G-shock structure, a shock-absorbing structure with 5 steps and an engine floating structure with point contact. Finally, in Japan, we launched our product in 1983.